Podcast, episode 97. You already know it's your boy, Big Moolah. Got your boy.
It's B Baby 1-2 of the World Takes Podcast.
And tonight we had to do another special episode. We had to bring back a special friend of the show. Tonight we got Mr. Algernon Ward in here again, y'all. Make some noise, y'all. Make some noise if you watching at home.
Go crazy.
Algie, welcome back to the World Takes Podcast.
Thanks for having me, brothers.
Oh, the pleasure is all ours. How you feeling tonight?
Well, you know, I'm still in the race, so I can't let up. I just want y'all to know that the results of the November 8th election resulted in a runoff. No one of the candidates got 50% of the votes, so the top two vote getters are in a runoff.
Okay.
And I'm in a runoff against Jennifer Williams, so we're in the last 100 yards, and I'm within striking distance. So I'm running hard to overtake her, and what the numbers show me is that without the two other candidates in the race, that I stand a very, very good chance of overtaking her and winning this thing. Both of them have said that they're going to stand beside me, so if we got unity in the community, we can win this thing here in the North Ward.
Yeah, that's how we make change. And that's why we wanted to have you back tonight, because it's important, because with this runoff, everybody has to come out and vote again.
That's right.
December the 6th.
December the 6th is the runoff election, and everybody got the feeling that it's over, we're decompressing, but it's not really over. There's going to be a runoff in the North Ward, the South Ward. There's a question about the at-large, so you can't go to sleep yet.
Okay.
We got to come back out on December the 6th. Everybody who voted on the 8th got to come back out one more time and vote on December the 6th so that we can win this runoff and have our representatives on city council.
Well, we'll definitely be out there, that's for sure. You can make some noise for that, y'all. December the 6th, nobody said it would be easy. We got to come back out again. We all want change in the city, and this is how we're going to get it done. We're going to come back out on December 6th. We're going to make sure we cast our votes. We're not going to let anything stop us. It was, you know, if you came out and voted on November the 8th, you know, it was some hills you had to climb.
Oh, yeah.
It was some hills you had to climb to actually get your vote in, and me and Beeb experienced that firsthand. But what's important is, and I've got to get this message out, you can't let obstacles deter you.
Can't let nothing stop you.
Never. That's never in life.
That's right.
But in this regard, I say that because I saw somebody leave a polling station when the machines wasn't working and didn't cast a vote. And that every vote is going to help us.
It's going to count. Yeah. The distance between me and the front runner is a mere 51 votes.
Think about that.
And both of my opponents got over 200 and something votes apiece, so that's 400, nearly 500 votes. It had it been split up three ways, I'd run the thing right out if it was just me against her.
Right.
But because we had three candidates, we split the vote three ways, and that allowed her to be ahead by 51. But with them out of the race, and me being a top vote getter, well, Jennifer actually got 51 more votes than me. I was second. And but with 400 or 500 votes outstanding from my other opponents, they come beside, we're gonna win this thing. And based on the unity that we in the community.
Unity in the community. That's why it's important. Those guys, they weren't poor sports about it. They did the commendable thing. They come out. They've thrown your support behind you. And that's gonna make a big difference.
Oh, it's gonna make all the difference in the world. The margin that the opponents win by is the margin of our disunity.
Exactly. Exactly.
Right?
So we're not gonna let them divide us. We're not gonna let them divide us. It's important we say that up here.
Oh, absolutely. I just got a call from my good friend Wildemar Ranquillo, who would run at large, and he promised to support me 100%. And because we've always had a good relationship, you know, and I appreciate Waldemar for saying that he would help push me forward. So as we coalesce and pull together as a community, I'm happy to be, if it's around my candidacy that pulls us together, I'm thrilled about that because that's the real point, right?
That's the whole
pulling it together and exerting the power that we do have. We do have power in our vote. but this election was nuts. I know y'all went through it. All the machines in Mercer County went down. That is a very disturbing outcome.
Yeah.
I've seen one machine go down, two machines, but never all of them at once. And then the poll workers not knowing how to respond to that problem made a situation where some people just left, like you said. They got upset and left. Well, that's a problem because when that happens at the poll, they're supposed to give you, say for instance, you come to a polling place and they say, well, your name ain't in the book. They're supposed to let you vote anyway on what they call a provisional ballot. And you fill that out, and then a judge comes along and checks to see if your reason for not being able to vote was valid, and they count those votes. So everybody who walks in a poll needs to go ahead and vote, even if there's a whole lot of chaos going on. Make sure your vote counts. Make sure you spend that time to get your vote in, because it makes all the difference in the world. In the last election, Terry Wilson, she lost to Joe Harrison by 4 votes. 4. So every vote counts. So 4 people walk out mad, boom, that's all the difference in the all the difference in the race.
All the machines not working. It's spooky a little bit.
Oh, it's more than spooky. There's a system breakdown there. I mean, one machine, yeah, 2 machine, yeah, but not all of them at once. So there's a problem either with the machines or the ballots. And I'm beginning to suspect that it's the ballots. I think there was a problem when those ballots were printed because they were tested. Those machines were tested a week before the election. But on election day, suddenly the ballots that they put in don't work. So something happened at the printer.
Okay.
And I think it has something to do with the numbers on it, because each ballot is numbered. I think there was a problem with the way it was numbered.
Okay.
Because a whole system just doesn't break down like that. Because all the machines rejected the ballots. So something had to be wrong with the ballots. I thought somebody had hacked those machines. But as I checked closer, there's no central controller for all the machines. In other words, you can't get into the computer and affect all the machines. They're individual machines. So you can't hack no central place. But when you see them all go down, you say, so what connects them all? What connects them all is the paper ballots that were put in it. So that's where I think the problem is. I'm pretty certain that's where it is. So there's supposed to be an investigation into all of this. And the Attorney General has certainly been alerted. And if there's malfeasance, that's one thing. It could be just a human error. The guy didn't set the machine right when he was printing the ballots. That's a human error. But those are supposed to be checked. And as far as I know, the checks were made on the machines the week before. All of the candidates had an opportunity to go look at the machines, make sure they were set at 0. They were all functioning properly, and that was done. So I suspect a systematic error, and I suspect more had to do with the ballots, and I think facts will bear that out as time goes on.
When you say the Attorney General has been alerted, is there's gonna be an investigation?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, it has to be an investigation.
Oh yeah, you don't see voting machines in the entire county go down without somebody trying to figure out why. And there's been a couple of candidates who contacted me furious, and they headed to court already. So yeah, somebody gonna be looking into that.
If I'm not mistaken, through a couple presidential elections, we have had stuff like that happen.
I've seen voting machines, and well, we had different voting machines at that time. We had the touch screens where you would push the button. I've seen 1 or 2 of them go down in the city or in the county. Mechanical error or whatever, okay, but and you can see that a machine is a machine, and sometimes they break. So you can see that, but when you see them all go down at once, that's the odds of that is happening is insurmountable. You just incalculable is a better word.
Because it never happened before.
It has never
it's
happened. Never happened before.
It's always good having Algie here because Algie kind of looks at things from a different perspective, and that's good because you need perspective in life. Because when I found out the machines was broken, my first question was, who's responsible for these machines? The lady is like, the board of electors. I said, how does somebody get on that board? Because now I'm ready to vote all of them out. Y'all knew about the election all year. And now on the day of the election, the machines aren't working. I was pissed. So hopefully it was something like the ballots and they had wrong paper or the numbering was, because if it was somebody responsible for this, that's sad for our city.
It is.
You know what I mean? And I wouldn't. We already have trust issues sometimes with things like this. Getting the young people to come out and vote. We don't really know if our vote counts.
Never
if our
did.
Vote means something.
We never did.
So when we get so excited and we really start putting the work in, we're coming out to vote, and then we're met with that. It was tough to deal with. But I told myself, he told himself too, because he had his own issue where when he went to vote. But we ain't gonna let it stop us, and we still did what we had to do.
Yeah,
that's the wise thing, because remember that this time when you get lynched for trying to vote, right? And in the name of those people who gave up their lives, Medgar Evers and other people registering people to vote get shot dead. You know, those kind of things. If we have a little bit of trouble, we can get through it.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is don't quit. Just don't give up on the system,
Yeah.
because that is your power as a citizen, and you should never just let that go, because you can affect what happens in your life as far as the political world is concerned. And people say, well, I ain't involved with politics. Well, let me tell you something. Politics will get involved with you.
In a heartbeat.
You be complaining.
Exactly. You can't sit back and complain if you didn't take the step that you could have taken.
Yeah, you're right.
And here I want to say this, and this is for all you young people. Y'all made the difference in this last election. People had written off the young vote before because so many times it had not come out. But guess what? This time, in this midterm election, the young people in this country are the ones who made the difference.
Yeah.
That's why the Democrats won the Senate. That's why they didn't lose 60 seats in the House. The Republicans only gained like 4 or 5 seats in the House. This was supposed to be a red wave, but the young people stopped it. Man, and everybody
Make some noise for that.
Let's get back to our city, though.
Yeah.
Now, apparently there were paper votes, mail-in votes available. Now, are they going to do that again for this
Well,
runoff?
I did ask that question. Was there going to be what they call early voting? That is a machine that's set up, and if you want to vote early, you can go in and do it before Election Day. There's not going to be early voting, but there may be mail-in votes. But there's going to be a date from which you got to send it in, and I'm not sure what that date is because they haven't certified the election yet.
Yeah.
Right.
As soon as they do that, then they'll set the date when they have to send in your mail-in ballots. See, a lot of people have the ballot come to their house, they fill it out, make sure they sign the ballot and the envelope and send it back in. That's called a mail-in vote. The early vote is if you went to the machine before Election Day and vote. That's an early vote, right? And they're counted. It should be counted first because you arrived first, right?
Right.
And then on Election Day should be the last votes that go in, right? Some states don't start counting the ballots, Arizona, until Election Day. They have millions of votes that already arrived, but they didn't start counting them until Election Day. That's why we're still waiting on the results from Arizona right now.
Yeah.
Are we allowed to demand answers, like
Such
from like the Board of Elections, or why? We understand you're optimistic. You won't give us the most optimistic point of view, but I kind of want to hear from the people who's responsible for it, who's actually getting some of our tax dollars put in their bank account for that purpose alone. So
Well,
like I
you
kind of
certainly
would
can.
love to hear their point of view.
Oh,
man.
well, see, I mean, the Mercer County clerk is responsible for elections.
Okay.
That's their responsibility. So if you talk about you want to put it in complaint, you certainly can.
Yeah.
In fact, I went down there on Election Day and put my complaint in writing about the machine.
Yeah.
And they had a sheet that was collecting them all of these complaints, and they got to deal with them.
Yeah.
And you can put in a formal complaint, or you can go to the election board meeting and voice your concern. And you can do that.
Yeah.
Yes, perfectly within your rights.
Okay.
And you got to exercise your rights. So I'm not going to. I'm realistic, not optimistic. I know. I got my eyes wide open and I'm watching what happened. Right. I'm an optimist in that I hope for the best, but I trust but verify also.
That's
Yeah.
it.
You know what I mean?
That's it.
I'm not naive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've been around long enough to have seen a lot of things, so it's not easy to pull the wool over my eyes, but I give everybody the benefit of the doubt until you burn me. But then when I see that, I know I've been burned by you, so you can't come back again with the same story. That's
right.
been done.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
You know, so but I'm really optimistic, and I'm encouraging the young people here in the city. Make sure you get involved, and see if you mess with me, I'm about action step. See, I don't believe in just talking and then we go away. I want y'all out there to take an action step. If 10 of y'all go out there, put in your you're not 10 of y'all. I want 10 of y'all to respond to this podcast and say you gonna vote.
That's right.
Are y'all real? I want to see 10 people right now text into the show and say I'm gonna vote on December the 6th.
Yeah.
That's it.
Show me something.
If you don't do that, share this live. Share this live.
So somebody else can tap in and say they're gonna vote.
Somebody
on
who
December the
cares.
6th.
I want to see 10 of y'all. And the other thing, action step I
Somebody
want.
with children. You know what I mean? Because you should care if you got children at minimum.
Yeah.
You should
And the
care.
other thing I would like to see y'all action step do, reach into your contact list. Everybody you know in the North Ward, hit them up, call them, email them, text them, say vote for Algernon Ward on December the 6th. The election's still going on. We need your help, but if you live in the North Ward and you're registered to vote, you can come out and make sure you vote on December the 6th.
Yeah.
That's what I'm telling you to do as an action. Instead of sitting back watching,
Yeah.
pull your phone out, pull up your contact list. Anybody that's in the North Ward that you know, hit them off. Say, look, I want you to do this thing because it's important. That's the unity in the community that I'm talking about. You can't wait for me to do everything for you. You have to take some steps yourself in order to bring this thing to fruition. So action steps. Let's get that done. And then that's how we move as a community, by the way. That shows motion in the community. That shows power. That shows movement. If we can do those kind of things, there's nothing that we can't do, nothing we can't have.
Yeah.
Nothing at all.
Yeah, that's a powerful voice too.
Oh
We
yeah,
stick
yeah.
together,
You
man.
guys have hooked me up, so I brought y'all something too, man. I'm gonna hook y'all.
Oh man.
Hook y'all up.
Make some noise, y'all.
I like surprises.
I gotta show y'all how to dress.
Okay, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Our
is
Ward
nice.
for the North.
What size is this right
That's
here?
a small one, but I get, I got other sizes.
All right, cool then. Y'all see?
Well, here go a large. You want to trade?
I'm more of a medium, but you can.
Well, whatever. We'll get the
we'll
right
make it
size.
work.
And I got one for you too. I ain't forgot you,
Make it
man.
I'll put it on board.
I will. We'll make it work.
Yeah. You know, I'm wearing this next show so they can know. I'll probably wear it a couple shows.
For sure.
Yeah.
Nah, seriously though, this is very important, man. All right, so some of the discouraging things that we face, I know I told you a little bit about what I face, you know. I mean, other people probably experienced it too, where you've been a North Trentonian all your life, and then you go out to vote and they put you in a different section, a different ward. Like, can you break down the sections? Because honestly, I don't know. Was I supposed to get a mail letter saying that, hey, now officially you from West Trenton or something like that?
Well, your sample ballot. You get a sample ballot. Everybody who's registered to vote in the city gets what they call a sample ballot. And on the front of that, it says your voting district and your name and where your polling place is on the outside. What happened is every 10 years during the census year, when they do the census, you remember they did census last year.
Yeah.
They have to adjust the size of each ward so they're kind of equal in population. And what's happened is West Ward lost population. North Ward got bigger. South Ward got bigger. And so what they had to do was draw a new district map in order to balance the population between all four of the wards. Since North Trent had grown, they took a piece out of the North Ward and put it in the West Ward.
They took Staples.
They took the Donnelly homes this time and put it in the West Ward. 10 years before that, they took Sweets, Humboldt, Fountain, and all that. We know it as North Ward all day.
Yes, for
they
sure.
moved that into the West Ward because the same thing had happened.
Okay.
And then again, they had lost population, and so they took the Donnelly homes and moved it into the West Ward. But what they did was, in order to balance it, they expanded the bottom of the North Ward down in the South Trent. Oh, we know it's South Trent, Union Street, Lamberton Street. That's South Trenton all day.
Yeah.
But that's now part of the North Ward. And Greenwood Avenue. part of Greenwood Avenue is now in the North Ward. That's
Wow.
east side.
That's making sure no-
Whoa,
day.
let's get,
You know it.
they went all the way to Greenwood.
I'm telling you,
You know
the
it.
Trent Towers on Greenwood Avenue.
East State Street, all that's North Ward.
Not all of it. Just the area by the Greenwood Circle. You know what I'm talking about. You know the circle by the train station.
Okay. Okay, yeah, coming from Hillton,
Right.
Mill Hill area. Okay.
Right. The two towers that's there. That's
Yeah.
now part of the North Ward.
Oh, the two high up.
The two high
apartments.
towers.
King Tower, what? King?
No, on
Trent
Greenwood.
Towers. Yeah, on Greenwood.
Coming from where we
Oh
just
yeah,
said.
and that's like an old folks.
Yeah.
One of them is, and then I
Right.
think one of
So
them.
we gotta go knock on them doors too. Get the
Absolutely.
old folks go on.
Yeah. I come over there to campaign with them. I've been over there several times. I got a lot of friends that live there. So yeah, it's called the Trent Towers,
Okay.
East and West. And yeah, they're senior citizens and other.
That's
other
what I
folks.
meant to say. Sorry, sorry.
Yeah, but it's all good. It's all good. But the point is, they moved that into the North Ward.
Okay.
So, and a lot of people who grew up here, so used to this being North Trent, went to vote. So wait a minute, I'm in the West now.
Yeah,
and they didn't know it. But see, if you look at your sample ballot that comes, it'll tell you, where you're, what district you're in, and it'll show you your polling place. So you got to pay attention to that.
Yeah,
We gotta get better at that.
yeah,
The
for
sample
real.
ballots do be coming, but we so used to.
Dodging mail and bills.
Yeah, and we know
Ain't
when
no
it-
trying.
we know when the voting date is. We
Yeah.
just gonna come out. But
Right.
I'm gonna look at the sample
We
ballot.
know ain't
for it.
nobody writing us. Nah,
Right. It'll save you
on
a
a
trip.
on a voyage and writing us to send us.
Postcards. and
Yeah,
stuff.
like
Nah.
that ain't coming.
Yeah. Well, see, that's the
Sounds-
thing. I mean, you got to take a look at that because that saved you a trip. You go
Yeah,
bouncing
yeah.
up to the place you was last time, and it's changed. You're like, well, what you mean? I voted here last time.
Yeah.
Your district done changed, and you need to go to the one that's on your sample ballot.
Yeah.
It may be in a different place, and you may not have ever voted there before, but because of the change, that's where you got to go now.
Yeah.
So pay attention to that when you go to vote. And by the way, we could have had some say in on how those maps are drawn because doing that is really up to city council,
Yeah. Okay.
right? And the current city council approved that map. Okay?
Y'all know who to vote for. Y'all want Dolly Holmes and the whole left side of the boulevard back.
The only problem,
No.
we gotta wait 10 years now.
Yeah, it's got to be 10
Oh,
years. It's
shoot.
gonna be 10
We gotta
years.
wait 10 years from now
Damn.
before they do it again.
Right. Before they do it again, it'll
Damn.
be 10 years.
But we definitely want the right people in there
in office,
the
yeah.
next time they redistrict.
That's right.
We need some original people that we know. Some people out here bumping shoulders. Some people who grew up around here, still around here. I mean, honestly, you one of a kind though. It's not too many people gonna be from North. Always grew up out north. Still out north. Still
outside.
bumping shoulders with generations of people.
I'm not the only one. I mean, there's other people around. In fact, I couldn't get anywhere close to where I am now without the help of a lot of people.
Yeah.
And that's because we work together. We grew up together. We family. We friends. We neighbors, and we just work together. And y'all's generation, who I'm looking to, y'all.
Yeah,
I'm
you
telling
outside. We
straight
looking
up,
towards you. We
y'all are paying attention, and that's how it gets done, right? And that's
Ditto. We feel the same way about you. Just to let you know that, like,
Thank
we
you,
know you
brother.
paying attention, and we
Thank
looking towards you to make a change for us too.
Thank you. I'm gonna
Definitely
open
is
the
our
passion.
voice.
Yeah.
I'm gonna plow the ground. Y'all
gonna
gotta
come
reap
through.
the harvest for
Yeah,
it,
that's it.
right? Because I may not be around for that, but we know how we got there, right? So
Yes.
I'm trying to push the door open, let y'all come through, and I'm gonna be advocating for more young, dynamic thinking, progressive thinking people to come through.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna support you. I ain't about to crazy. That ain't what I'm talking about. I'm talking about practical things that we do for real and can get some results from.
Yeah.
And there is a way to do that. I just explained to you how you can protest at the Board of Elections.
Yeah.
There's a process you can go through. I'm gonna show you those ropes.
Yeah.
So when they come down and sit down, they look up, boom, they got a room full of people wanting to know what the hell happened
Yeah.
to the machine.
Which it should have been.
What's the explanation?
What is-
And how you gonna fix it? And you don't gotta use profanity like I just
Of course,
did.
of course.
But you know how to present a question and get a clear answer and demand that the people you are paying to make sure this is right have done the job they're supposed to do.
Yeah, whatever you approach, the Malcolm or the Martin, listen, you just gotta approach it. You feel me? You can't sit down and not do anything and be docile.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I'm gonna tell you what though, unity in the community, that's how you get it done.
That's right.
Yeah.
And we all show up at that Mercer County Board of Electors and we demand answers, guess what? We gonna get answers.
You're gonna get answers.
But we all gotta show up though.
Yeah, yeah,
You know what I mean? It can't just be me.
Yeah.
No. And
Just
I can tell you,
the world
many
takes.
days I was I'm the only one sitting there. You know what? They're like, "What do you want?" Right?
You against the system.
Yeah, but see, you had to register a protest. You know what I'm saying? You had to let them know that somebody was watching, right?
Yeah.
There's something going on. So what I'm saying is, sometimes you have to be the one that steps out on the ice.
Yeah.
Right. Sometimes, and that ice could be thin, but you do have to have the courage of your conviction, and make sure that you're right about what you're doing, and stand up for right. And then, as you start heading down that path, you look back. There'll be other ones coming along behind you.
Yeah.
But you got to have the courage to
Yeah.
step out there. And again, I'm not talking about doing nothing outrageous
Right.
and protesting just for the right to protest. That's very counterproductive. It doesn't get anything.
Yeah.
That's why I'm about action steps. Do something
Yeah.
with what you're doing. And I've seen example after example after example of how that works. Million Man March was a perfect example of that. Went to the Million Man March. We all agreed, all those brothers agreed that we were going to do something when we got back home.
Yeah.
We got back home and we cleaned out all the orphanages of all the kids who needed adoption across the country. We sopped that up. The crime rate went down in
Yeah.
cities because we was out there trying to do something positive.
Yeah.
We pulled the community together. It was good for about 3, 4, 5 years, started to fade out.
Yeah.
But for that time, we made a difference
Yeah.
in the lives of a lot of people, in the life of the country. So I know that it can happen. You know, and what I'm saying to you is, and by the way, everybody told us not to go.
Yeah.
You know how many people told us not to go? I'm like, why would I not go join up with other men,
Yeah.
black men?
That was
trying
the
to do
first
the
one
right
talking
thing?
about?
Yeah, the first one. You know, and the question was, who else is going to be there? I couldn't worry about who else was going to be there.
I'ma be there.
I'm going to be there.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And when I got there, I had never seen nothing like that. And I tell you what, man, it was one of the most thrilling moments I've seen in my life when I walked around the corner seeing 1,000,000 brothers.
It still hasn't been anything like that yet, huh?
It was beautiful, man.
That's a big
That's beautiful.
black networking event. You
Oh,
hear
my
me?
God. It
Huge.
It was
Yeah,
huge.
imagine if y'all had cell phones back then when y'all
Well, we
did that.
I mean, it was
that
it was a
network would have
beautiful
been
thing,
crazy.
man. You know, I know this is kind of off the topic, but I'm just saying that it's moments like that, and it's dedication to an idea like that that can actually make the difference in our lives. You know, and it wasn't just men. I mean, it was a woman who offered the prayer. It was kind of cloudy and everything, and she said, "You know what we had said in Africa? Women hold up the sky, and the clouds parted." At that moment, it was chilling, man. It was crazy. The clouds parted, the sun came down. I was like, God is here.
As a black man, I'm a testament to that.
Wow.
I've been around black women that when you step in the house, you know if she mad or not. She can be upstairs, you hear me?
Yeah,
For sure.
Or she happy or not. Like,
For sure.
yeah. It,
real.
it was a beautiful
I'm
day.
excited.
And I didn't want to digress into that because we have stuff here to do in Trenton in the days coming up. And I don't want to spend too much time on reminiscing on what happened. What I'm saying is I learned lessons from that experience that we are going to apply today. And what we need now is for us to unify as a community. Both of my opponents have said they're going to support me. Wildemar Ranquillo just called me up and told me he's going to support me. So we have to actually turn that support into action. So take an action step. Don't go to sleep. December the 6th, make sure you come out and vote because my opponent, who's chair of the Trenton Republican Party, is right now working to unify her constituency. And they're going to come at us. And I can guarantee you they're going to be unified.
Yeah.
So if we're not, then we lose.
Right.
And how would you like to have Republicans in charge of North Trenton?
I would.
I mean,
That's the
look,
question.
all right, I don't want to be messy, but I have to kind of, however you want to explain it. I just want to know, like, what's the difference between, off of just surface value at minimum, what's the difference between you and the person you're running against?
Well, I would, right off the top, I got vastly more experience in working in the community than she does.
Okay.
And one of the big issues that we're dealing with right now is the quality of the water. Well, I'm a research scientist who worked for the Department of Health Laboratories for 34 years analyzing water.
Make some noise.
All right?
Make some noise.
If we need somebody to watch the quality of the water, I'm the one to do that, because when they send them samples in, guess who they came to? Me. And I did the analysis with my hands.
Talk about
All right? So I know how to make sure the water quality in the city of Trenton is right. She can't do that because she doesn't have that kind of professional experience.
Yeah.
And the fact that I'm out here working in the community in various groups and have accomplished a lot of important things. I was one of the 4 primary petitioners who stopped the sale of the water department to a private company. And in the process, they tried to stop us from being able to do that. We appealed all the way up to the New Jersey Supreme Court and won the case. You're looking at a brother who won a New Jersey Supreme Court case to preserve initiative and referendum, which means if the city council does something you don't like, the people put in a petition say we want to change that, they put it on the ballot and the people voted for it and won. They spent over $1 million.
One of the first Kanye's and Kyrie's we know, you hear me? Because I can guarantee you, I can guess who was about to buy that water company.
It was New Jersey American Water Company. They're a multinational corporation, and they was trying to buy up Trenton Water Works so that they could own that. And by the way, you're gonna pay the water bill.
Yeah.
You're gonna pay.
No matter what. No matter what they charge you.
And they were talking about going to what they call quarterly billing. Well, we thought, well, okay, we're gonna get a bill every quarter instead of once a month. What that meant was your bill was gonna go up by 400%. You understand? You were seeing your citizen on a fixed income, all of a sudden your water bill is 4 times higher than what it was.
Yeah.
I wasn't having that.
Yeah.
So we put in a petition. We got that on the ballot, and we beat the New Jersey American Water Company 82% to 18%.
18, yeah.
And they had spent $1 million to try to win that.
Yeah, of course, I would too if I had
They
the
were
resources.
going to make $500 million.
You go from $60 a month to $240 every 3 months.
Yeah.
You kidding me?
Incredible.
But that's the kind of work we done. But that was, again, a grassroots effort. Ain't no way in the world we could have raised the kind of money that they had at their disposal. You know how much money we spent? $15,000.
Wow.
And we beat them, a multinational corporation spending millions to buy that thing, and we beat them with 15 grand. Why?
And the people,
because the people said no.
Yeah.
No. We were able to communicate the idea to the people that this is not the right thing to do, and the people they did it.
They went with it.
They went with it.
For instance, the issue that's still going in was it Flint, Michigan? Is that still going on with the water problem?
I haven't looked at that in a number of months, but they're suffering from the same kind of neglect that we are. By the way, I want to say to the people of Trenton, we have a lead service line replacement program. What that is that the water in the main and out in the street comes from the water department. That water's good. But if you got an older house, the pipe that comes from the main into your house may be made out of lead. Right. You get that tested to find out if that's lead and get that replaced. Yeah. Trenton Water Works has a program that can help you get that done.
They've been doing that for a couple of years now.
It's been at it for a couple of years, but I would encourage everybody with an older house to get your pipes tested to figure out whether your pipe is lead or galvanized too. Galvanized is not as bad, but it ain't good. Yeah. The newer houses, they don't have that problem because they use PVC plastic kind of pipes, so you don't have that issue about lead in the pipe. But they used to use lead in the paint in the older houses. Get your house tested. IELTS has a program. They'll come out and test your house to see if you got any lead in the house, and they'll help you get it fixed. Yeah. In fact, I had a guy come over today and do a test of mine, and I thought I was good, but he said, nah, man, around your door right there, you need to get that taken care of. And I said, okay, cool.
Yeah. Let's do it. Yeah. Also, you can go to like Home Depot and stuff and
get
they have sample packets and stuff like
That's
that.
Right. That's right.
But still go through Waterworks instead, because the other people will try to charge you You might as well take advantage of your taxpaying dollars.
Yeah. You've already paid for that. So go ahead and have the water, set up an appointment, have the waterworks test your pipes, and have aisles. They got grants to do that, to test your house for lead. Those are some important things that we can do as citizens to protect ourselves. And if you got someone like me at the water, who's on city council, making sure that the water department is operating as it should, and that the water is good, I think that's an advantage for everyone. And those are the kind of things I bring to the table over Jen Williams. She's a good person, as far as I know. In fact, she helped get some signatures for the petition for that. But I think that my role in that was pretty clear on where I was, because when the city sued us to get us to drop the petition, they sued me personally. They came to my house with a subpoena and just said, you got to be in court in a week to answer to the judge, and here's the contract. They messed up when they did that, because guess what I did?
Research the contract.
I read the contract.
They thought they got the wrong one, the right one.
I found out what was going on. It was crazy. That's how I found out about the quarterly billing scheme that they was already trying to perpetrate on us, because it's called a process of discovery. They had to share that information with me, and that's where I got it from. There was some other wild stuff in that contract that we don't have a lot of time to go into, but the point I'm making is that the question for every North Ward person is, who can best represent me at City Council? And that's where I think I stand head and shoulders above my opponent. Because of all the work I've been doing for many years here in the community. I know what the problems are. I know how to go about fixing them. You know that my heart is in the right place, and I got the intelligence, the courage, and the commitment to get the thing done. So that's what I hope people understand.
So make some noise for that, Mo. Thank you for that.
We'll be remiss if we ain't mentioned, before you get out of here, December 11th, we got the 1st Rhode Island Regiment.
Oh, yeah.
We got the Revolutionary War reenactment over at Washington Crossing State Park.
That's the 7th?
That's
December 11th.
Oh, okay.
December 11th. Make sure y'all come out. Washington Crossing State Park. It's completely free of charge. Come out, bring the kids, have a good time. But more important than that, get your calendars out right now. We already gave you all the action steps tonight. You're going to go to your contacts. You're going to tell 10 people. You're going to go on your social media. You're going to tell 10 people. And then on December the 6th, you're going to make sure you come out there and you cast them ballots in this runoff election.
10 people out the North Ward.
10 people out the North Ward. North Ward only is what we focused on. They're also happening in the South Ward.
I think there's one in the South Ward.
There's one in the South Ward too, but right now our focus is the North Ward. Make sure you tell 10 people from the North Ward, come out on December 6th, cast them ballots, man. It's power in your vote. We need unity in the community. And that's why we keep bringing Algie back. And we're going to keep bringing him back. We're going to keep banging it in y'all heads. It's just the second of many appearances. Right now, we calling them Algernon Ward, but pretty soon, we're going to be calling them Councilman Ward. You already know. Get ready for that.
Hey, y'all can call me Algie the Crit.
Hey, you want to
from the Garden State.
You already know.
From 688.
Shucks. Algie, thanks so much for coming out, man.
Yeah, thank you for being solution orientated too, man. Thank you for being
That's big, man. That's huge.
The pleasure's mine, man.
Before you got here, what fraternity is this?
This is Alpha Phi Alpha, man.
Alpha Phi Alpha.
World's first black fraternity.
I want to shout them out, man. First black fraternity, Alpha Phi Alpha. Make some noise for them.
Where they start at?
Cornell University, December 4th, 1906.
Okay, that's the first black
Ivy League.
Ivy League.
Is it black Ivy League?
Oh well, Cornell is actually not. Well, it's an older school, but it's not what they call an Ivy League school.
Okay.
But Cornell is
no, it's not Cornell. I'm thinking, what's the first black college? It was in Pennsylvania or something like that.
Wilberforce? No.
Okay.
Liberty?
I don't remember.
Lincoln.
It's gonna come
Lincoln is the first.
Cheney.
Lincoln.
What's Cheney?
Cheney.
Cheney. Like a rival of Lincoln. I think
they
Lincoln
are.
was the first.
Yeah, those were
one.
important black schools. They were a part of the black school. Howard, Lincoln, Cheney. We call it the Bloody Triangle.
Cornell is good too, though. Cornell was a
Cornell
law
was
school, right?
Cornell was one of those elite academies. That's why having black men at that school in 1906
That meant something.
is important.
That meant
And
something.
they had to pull together to survive, and that's what they did. And they formed Alpha Phi Alpha Literary Society. Then they became a fraternity, and this is the world's first black fraternity. Well, yeah, in the world.
That's beautiful.
Alpha Phi Alpha, certainly in the country.
That's beautiful.
You know, like December 4th, 1906. So when you hear me going, oh, 6, that's what that's about.
Let's get an old 6 for the people.
19, oh, 6.
Yeah, I like that, man.
That's nice.
We're gonna have to get more in the fraternities the next time you come back. Get a little bit more in the fraternities, black fraternities, things like that.
And my sisters in the sororities, Divine Nine. You know, there's 9 of us, black fraternities and sororities, and we do work together in something called the Pan-Hellenic Council here in the city of Trenton. We meet together once a month to decide what we're going to do this way or the other. So it's an important institution because after the black church, it's Divine Nine. It's the next biggest black organizations in the country.
Okay, to this day.
To this day.
That's
To this day. And everybody in the Divine Nine is a college graduate.
Now, is that still called or do they got, like, is it like an umbrella? Do they got things under it, or is just Divine Nine?
Well, we call ourselves the Divine Nine. It's each individual organization.
Okay.
And we get together and call ourselves the Divine Nine.
It's like the alphas, the Qs, the iotas,
right.
the deltas.
Deltas, KKAs.
What's the pinky ring? AKAs.
Yeah.
right, and Sigma Gamma
It's
Rho,
9 of them, though.
Phi Beta Sigma.
What was the name of that stuff? Well, Spike Lee movie.
Which movie?
Remember Spike Lee had the movie where they
School
was
Days?
Yeah, then they
Those
had-
was alphas really stepping in that movie.
But
by
what
the
they
way.
called them again? Never mind. Don't worry about it. We having a serious podcast, so
Nah, yeah.
I'm gonna have it for the next one though. But we want you to come back so you can just so the people can get used to who exactly they voting for and stuff like that. We're gonna remind them to go out and vote, but we also just wanna kind of dig in your brain. You know, you got that big brain full of
come
too
on,
much knowledge, man.
No,
too
man.
much memory.
That you give me a high compliment, and I appreciate that. But man, I don't come with extra brains, man. I just work hard on stuff, man, and I have no doubt you can do it too. That man's a wizard over there.
Yeah.
I'm talking about.
That
I mean,
man's
like
a wizard.
history. I mean
Can't
history.
forget
I
about
mean
Dave.
history.
Listen,
I mean
can't forget
history. He
about
don't know.
Dave.
He don't got half the amount of history you
Well,
got.
that history is one thing.
Know what I mean?
I bet you can fix a car better than me. I bet you could.
All right.
You know what
I
I'm
said
saying?
it
Everybody
wrong,
has
man.
their.
I said it wrong, but like you're just your history. Your like.
I don't mind sharing the
experience,
history.
like, that's a beautiful thing, man.
Oh
We
man,
can-
I'm ready to do that, and that's our mission in our reenactment is to tell the story.
Yeah.
And that's our mission, and I'm happy to do that
Yeah.
at any time and anywhere. So yeah, I like doing it because what I learned thrilled me. It makes me sit up straight.
Yeah.
You know, because I found out that my ancestors were not just slaves.
Yeah.
They were warriors.
Yeah.
They were businessmen. They were inventors. They were all of that.
Yeah.
And that helped me with my self-esteem.
Yeah.
You know, make me hold my head up and say, hey, I got to represent because
Yeah.
these people, look at what they did.
Yeah.
And they handed the ball to me. So what am I?
What you gonna do?
Exactly. What I'm going to do. And so, you know, but I had to learn that. They didn't teach that to me in school. I actually had to seek that information. And I'm willing to share that with anybody if it helps to instill them with the kind of self-esteem that we need.
Yeah.
We're not observers of history. We're makers of history. We're
Yeah.
participants in history. You know, Battle of Trenton, we was there.
That's right.
Man,
You
black
know, so,
people
you know, we
built
were
this
there.
country.
That's right.
Let's be real. Like even all the stuff that people get that come from different countries get to experience and enjoy and take advantage of. We fought for all that.
All of that.
All of
We've
that.
been here since 1619
Yeah.
and even before. So we are much of the fabric of America as anyone else. In fact, we have a stronger claim to it than
Yeah.
many other people because we've shed our blood, we've invested our lives and our energy in making this country what it is. It could not have been what it is today
The
without
land of the free.
contribution. It couldn't have been under that until we had a civil war, you know, to decide the question of whether we were going to be free or slave. It was headed on that path, and 209,000 black men joined the Union Army, you know, and the 6th Regiment that we portray, some of them were from right here in the Delaware Valley. We had black men from Trenton in the 6th Regiment. They won 3 medals of honor at the Battle of New Market Heights. I didn't know nothing about that.
Yeah.
You understand? I didn't know nothing about that until I started looking at history and learning. And just to make a strong point on that, we started reenacting the 6th Regiment. The Union League from Philadelphia commissioned a painting because they were trained in Philadelphia. The Union League in Philadelphia said, we want a painting of our most famous black unit, the 6th Regiment. They won 3 medals of honor. Well, guess who they called up to portray the soldiers in their painting? They called us up. Y'all doing the 6th, come on over here, we're going to paint y'all. And I'm in that painting portraying a soldier in the 6th Regiment winning 3 medals of honor. So that's an honor for me. You know, how many people can go to say that they see their face in a museum while they're still alive? What an honor that is.
That's beautiful.
And it's a beautiful thing.
Make some noise.
You know what? That,
Trenton Zone, y'all.
A legend. A legend. We got a legend in the house, y'all.
How'd you do great from the Garden State? I ain't played, but
We gotta start reevaluating who our legends change our culture so people can understand who the real legends in our city, man. The real people to champion.
yeah, well, see, I want you cats to come along and learn some reenacting too, because, like I say, man, you know, the time will come when I won't be around, but I gotta pass that torch to somebody, man.
I think I'm ready.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm ready to get my acting on, my script read and remember my scripts. My lines.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
You ready?
Y'all better come check me out when I'm down there. Bring the kids, y'all.
Yeah.
Well, start with the 11th.
The 11th is December 11th. We're portraying the 1st Rhode Island Regiment at the Washington Crossing State Park. This is the first time a black unit has been hosting an event in a state park ever. So we're doing it on December the 11th for the crossing of the Delaware River, George Washington Crossing. So come down to Washington Crossing State Park, bring the kids. You're going to see what a black soldier encampment look like. All right? It don't cost you anything. It starts at 10 in the morning, goes up to about 2:30, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Come out, learn some black history, learn about the history of this area, battles of Trenton, and what the black soldiers who contributed to this country have done.
And live like,
Cause Broadway ain't gonna do it for us, y'all. Stop reaching for Broadway for the Lion King and all that. Nah, let's go see our people be great.
Yeah.
Know what I mean?
Yeah, it's all good. I appreciate y'all having me, man.
we thank you for coming out, sharing your time with us. We can't wait to have you back in here. Beeb, you got anything before we get out of here?
Man, I appreciate your time. I appreciate your personality. I appreciate you, man.
December the 6th, y'all. Make sure y'all out at them polls. December the 6th. We end this video. Make sure you hit 10 people from the North Ward. Tell them December the 6th, man. Now is our chance. Let's go make history. World Takes, we out.